Straight up, high tide, 47 at 7:47 on October 9th. It's a Monday. I used to love Mondays when I was a weatherman on TV. Get to go back on TV. Not a weatherman on TV anymore, but I still love Mondays. It's a reset for you. And this morning we're going to reset and explain a couple of different things I don't talk about too much. An occluded front. What is an occluded front? Steve, you know what an occluded front is? Well, you know what weather does. Weather takes warm to hot air at the equator, pushes it toward the pole, takes the cold air from the pole, pulls it down toward the equator. It's a big blender of air, trying to achieve, but never actually achieving, equilibrium. Anyhow, when you get these big storms like that old storm, Philippe, and that old storm that crossed the country to merge and stall, turns into a huge blender in the sky, and you get what's called an occluded front. I didn't show these on TV too much because I didn't want to explain them, but there's a huge occluded front north of New England, and we are in occluded air. What is occluded air? Occluded air is when the warm on the south side of the storm is mixed all the way up to the north side, and the cold on the north side is mixed all the way down to the south side. So that's why this morning in Boone, North Carolina, it's freezing, 32 degrees. In Bangor, Maine, 50 degrees. So it's warmer in Maine than North Carolina. That's what happens with occluded fronts. Two planes just barely missed each other. Here I go, zooming out, changing my audio. I got my headset on, but it still doesn't work that great, I don't think. So had a blast watching planes come in last night. They were just lined up with a clear sky. The wind went light. Where's the wind? Didn't they say there was going to be wind? That's another thing. Oh, there's the bird on the flagpole. Zoom out, audio changes. Love birds on the flagpole. You talking to me? Is that a crackle? Is that the bird that lives in our deck sometimes? Wow. Steve sees a lot of things going on. Why is there no wind? What is wind? Air moving from high to low pressure. We certainly have a strong low pressure system over Canada. It's around 984, 85, somewhere in there. Not quite as strong as we thought, but there just happened to be no isobars in New England this morning. This afternoon. All right, excuse me, that's sunset. There's one isobar. We go in four isobar increments here, so it's not like there's no pressure gradient, but you have very few isobars on the map, and the low is just a little bit weaker and a little bit farther away, and there's no strong high pressure system. In order to have a gradient, you need a high somewhere, and it's only a very weak high, about a 1013 off of the mid-Atlantic states, and it was a kind of a cold high, but the real cold is kind of stuck up way up to the west and around Duluth, Minnesota. It's really the chill from this storm, and I didn't see any snow to speak of. Pardon me. I do have a chest cold now. Stay away. And the top of Mount Washington did get 0.3 inches of snow, and the new snow season began on July 1st, so we have the first 0.3 inches of snow, where the sun is out this morning, and the wind is from the south. Occluded air coming in from the south. 25 degrees on Mount Washington at the top. The freezing level is at 5,300, and I don't think it's going to come down much. Maybe come down a little bit, but we're dry. In Vermont, there was no snow. Pardon me. Jay Peak looking pretty. Bill Levins was right. Peak foliage was last week. I think we might be going up to check out the last of the foliage. I believe today is some kind of holiday that had its name changed a bunch of times, but still a lot of people get the day off. What is that? Pretty bird. It's a gull. I think gulls are pretty. The weather stick is kind of neutral there. See the weather stick kind of pointed sideways. Looks like a beautiful day. Did not get as many instability clouds as I thought we would yesterday. So we're kind of in no man's land here. That low is going to kind of meander around. The next storm isn't even on the map, really. There's a couple of wild cards there off of Mexico. Those two tropical cyclones. Those look like they're going to bring some moisture to Mexico and the Gulf of Mexico. But I think that stuff's going to slide off to our south. So let's just put the wheels in motion and keep it simple today and watch the surface maps. And the low that retrograded into Ontario is weakening and coming back to the east. And maybe a couple of showers around in the spot tomorrow. On Wednesday, that low is still pretty close, but it looks like a really nice day. Temperature is going to probably be in the 60s. Lows are going to be in the 30s, so there may be some scattered frost around. I don't think we're going to have a widespread heavy frost because it's a lower barometer. Boats are coming out. Still great fishing. Dennis said he went surfing yesterday. The wind really let up out there, right out there on the other side of that red, white, and blue tower. And he said a striped bass jumped right in front of him, a big keeper, and he just didn't grab it. Oh, and he wasn't wearing his camera while he was surfing. But he said it was a good day. Yeah, the wind really let up and the surf let up, so might be some leftover surf for you this morning. The water's now in the lower 60s and the air is in the 40s. So it's wetsuit season again. All right, sorry, where was I? The storm that's coming at us keeps on changing the way it looks over the weekend. Initially, it looked like a strung out front with many waves of low pressure were going to be here Thursday, Friday, into the weekend. Now it looks like that whole front's going to be off well to the south, and we're going to have a pretty nice Friday and Saturday in New England, although Saturday's a wild card. The storm looks powerful heading into the Midwest, but it's running into this negative North Atlantic oscillation, and it's going to be deflected off to the south, and then it comes in Saturday night and Sunday. And look at that. It's a benchmark low, actually pulling a loop right over southeastern New England. So that's further north than yesterday and a little slower, and that would bring the heaviest rain and wind in here. A lot of isobars there Sunday. Heavy rain and wind and cold Sunday into Monday into Tuesday. How much rain? I would say there's probably going to be inches of rain. Here it comes across the country. Arrives in New England Saturday afternoon, sticks around Saturday night. Sunday looks like the worst day at this point. Could be changing. And into Monday and Tuesday. And that yellow over eastern Massachusetts, that's more than 2-3 inches of rain. So it seems like every time it rains lately, it's been on a weekend and it's been measured in inches. Did not get that much here over the last couple days. Yesterday, went to brunch, the Weather Vane in Weymouth, adjacent to the golf course. Was kind of excited to sit there and have a nice casual brunch and watch the Patriots game. The weather was a lot more beautiful than the Patriots game, that's for sure. And then last evening in the yard, picking some tomatoes and shrinking the garden. Oh, look at this, so cute. We were all in the garden, and the sun was setting, and cumulus clouds were evaporating very quickly, and there was just dozens of planes lined up circling to come into Logan with their lights on, not too much wind. That was really pretty. And then right over our head, I had never seen it before, but Starlink went right over, and Janet and Art were like, "What's Starlink?" I said, "You don't know what Starlink is?" Elon Musk's one of his great achievements. He can put Starlink over any position on Earth, and whoever's below it with the right satellite receiver can receive any communications from anywhere on Earth, no matter where you are. And I don't know where it was headed yesterday. I know there's a lot of global mischief, just messed up stuff. Mischief, right? That's what you call it. Call it messed up stuff. People killing people. I just don't get it. Anyhow, hopefully Starlink went over and it was all being used for good, but it's kind of frightening to know that anything on Earth can be positioned over your head and looking down at you. I was always afraid of the sky when I was a little kid because of lightning bolts and the moon that I thought could come down and get me. One of those still can, but the other, I decided the moon was no longer something to be scared of. So it's at once beautiful and often scary. Weather, life, the sky. But always something beautiful to look at. Steve, where'd T-Rex go? Yeah, he's around. That's the burning bush, sorry. I'll leave you with all that from last evening, and hopefully we have a peaceful week. Talk to you later. Can't help myself. It's just too pretty. Kind of regret forgetting to put on my shoes this morning, though. My toes are frozen. There's T-Rex. All right, here's the and more from yesterday. Beautiful day at the golf course and inside the clubhouse. Go Pats. Gorgeous day in New England. Learning a new skill, trying to track a golf ball. It should be right in front of me here. Oh, right over there.
Oh, I like.
Here it comes. Just made it. Halfway there. Just another 110 to go. In the water. Bummer. Long shot though. Would have been pin high. Just about. Turned into quite a nice day today. Look what happened to the wind. Oh, it looks like they may have blown the wind forecast. Not blustery, not even breezy right this second. Gorgeous, actually. So far, no report of any accumulating snow in our mountains. It's funny when this cold air comes in, it comes in pulses. So we had a pulse this morning, then it's let up and there'll be another pulse coming in. And I see some pretty chunky cumulus way out there on the horizon. So the wind is fickle, hard to forecast. Yeah, it's very challenging to forecast. Yeah, makes people angry when you don't get it right. Rex isn't angry, right? I didn't really fire him the other day. Could never fire you, Rex. Yeah. Go get that. Having fun in the sun after another very sad Patriots loss. How does that make you feel, T-Rex? Patriots game today. How does that make you really feel? We need you as a mascot for the Patriots. Light a fire under their butts. Oh, and did you hear? Travis Kelce had to spend his birthday without Taylor Swift. She's not at the game today. How's that relationship going? Who cares, right? Just give me that ball. All good, all fun. Just having fun here. Weather should be fun, right? Dogs should be fun. Steve's over there somewhere. Keeping his eye on us. Having fun, scratching his back. That's our and more. I'll leave you with a sunset with some natural sound. Jets and stuff. Boom. Kidding. It's fine. There's one taking off right there, too. Landing and taking off into the wind that is from the west, which is best. Just made it to 6 o'clock with the sun above the horizon. Not sure where these helicopter tours come from, but they're quite frequent, especially during the warmer months. Haven't seen one in a while. Sunset tour. And then this massive a cruise ship, excuse me, headed out to sea to who knows where, but look at the size of that. Cool. Thanks for the tip, Dennis. I would have never guessed a calm sunset and evening. Where's the high pressure? Wow. Extraordinary night. The planes all lined up to land at Logan. This camera doesn't really work that well at night. And now we have Starlink going right over our head. I've never seen this before. It's actually amazing and frightening at the same time. Can't quite see it. I can't even count. I'll try and count the number of satellites in a row headed pretty much due east, high up over the Atlantic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Art.